Hi, friends. Boy, is this going to be a long one. I am back from Newt's, the Northwest Tarot Symposium. I had a fantastic time. And so this video is going to be about my experience at Newt's and the goodie haul, because we all know we like a good goodie haul. Um, First, I have to give a huge shout out to Michelle and Roger Welch, who took over this year the planning of Newt's. It was an extreme success with those two at the helm. I mean, they really upped the Newt's game, and it was wonderful. It was the best after being separated for 2 years and having everyone come together. It was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. So when you arrived, you got the welcome packet. Well, I should say, before you got there, you could purchase Newt's goodies ahead of time, whether it's, I think they had t-shirts, mugs, but I chose a tote bag. So I got my Newt's tote bag, and that proved handy. I made several trips back to my room, let me tell you. So we all got our check-in packets, and of course with that came our Newt's program. There were it was wonderful. They had raffles. They had like 8 different boxes of things that they were raffling off, and every time you went to a workshop, you would get a raffle ticket or 2 or 3 sometimes. And so I love the fact that they printed off a raffle schedule, so we all knew where and when the boxes were going to be raffled, because you had to be present to win the box. So that was a lot of fun. And at the last minute, we had a couple of speaker changes. And so they had also printed off an input about the new speakers that were going to be coming in to do their talks in place of the people who couldn't be there. So yeah, so this is what came in. And in the packet, we also got, dun, 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 of course, we got information about new stuff coming out, the Tabula Mortem and the Magical Botanical Oracle, and US Games gave us a spread, so that was pretty cool. And I know there's more stuff in here. We got a lovely sticker from the Tarot Disassembled deck, and we got a sticker from the Cartomancer. But the big thing, oh my gosh, the big thing was a Newt's spreadsheet, sticker sheet from Jamie Sawyer. So thank you, Jamie, for giving all of us the Newt's, making this Newt's sticker sheet for card casting. It's awesome. Okay. Oh yes, and we all got a Newt's cup as well. So that was pretty cool. Yes, we got our, I put mine, I'm looking around for stuff. You guys would not believe what I have in front of me. So then, as of course you check in, you get your newts badge, and then the ribbons. The ribbons. So this year, I far outdid the ribbons that I got 2 years ago. Um, it was a good time. There were a lot of ribbons just at the registration table that everybody could grab, which were great. They had my pronouns are she, her. They had he, him, they, them. They also had one that was a blank that you could take a marker and fill in yourself. I have a friend who filled hers out with she, it. So, yeah, I thought that was fantastic. Um, they also had stickers like happy to hug. They had ones that were saying things like hands off, please don't touch, or no touchy, ask first. It was wonderful to see the inclusivity with the pronoun ribbons. I loved that. And I also loved being able to have ribbons where everybody could decide whether they were open for a hug or a touch, or I'd rather not. I think there was a fist bump also. There was an elbow bump uh, ribbon. So it was lots of fun. And then there were more ribbons in the vendor hall. Some, not all of the vendors, but a few of them had ribbons. But most of the ribbons were available at the registration table, which I liked that, because then you kind of didn't feel like so when I went 2 years ago, you got ribbons from the vendors. But I felt really weird about taking a ribbon from a vendor that I didn't buy anything from. So that's why my ribbon stack from last year or from 2 years ago, was so short, because I was not taking ribbons from people I didn't buy anything from. So I loved having all the ribbons at the registration table that were free for everyone to take from. Um, Also, Michelle had they had goodies. They had all kinds of goodies on the registration table that were up for grabs. Michelle had Spirits Unveiled. You probably can't read that, but it's Spirits Unveiled pen. And then her Soultopia, she bought some Soultopia pens. So those were on the, there she is. She knows I'm doing a video, so she's back in the action. Um, so they had that, and they had a huge cauldron filled with all different kinds of cards. So you could ask a question, or you could just reach in, and I asked the question about what kind of a weekend I was going to have, and I pulled the Four of Swords, and yeah, it wasn't exactly restful. But it was a good time getting to see everybody, old friends, meeting new friends. um I think because we hadn't been together in so long, there was just a lot more interaction going on at this conference, which I hope continues into the next conference, because it was just really, really wonderful. So that's going to start me at day one. That was check in. That was check in, which was awesome. And then I did not attend Co Creators Day. I went on Friday, where we had our 4 keynote speakers. which were Barbara Moore and Charles Harrington. Amazing talk, amazing talk. And then Matt Oren, who his Mastering Magic book just came out. And of course, Benabel Wen, who just, you know, you know Benabel, she's gonna bring it, right? She absolutely blew our minds. It was a wonderful, wonderful presentation. So that was our terrific first day, and then Saturday we got into the workshops. Okay, so all the workshops were wonderful. However, I'm going to now talk about the hotel itself. So, Monarch Hotel has definitely made some upgrades since the last time we were there. One of the upgrades was initially downstairs, uh, they had 3 conference rooms that we could use for workshops. Well, apparently during the pandemic, they took one of those conference rooms and they turned it into a whiskey bar and speakeasy. Gorgeous. Absolutely lovely in there. Delightful in the evening. Beautiful music playing. The decor. I mean, it really takes you back. It was a wonderful place. But Roger and Michelle didn't know about it until last minute. And so instead of having 3 rooms to deal with, they only had 2. And so it was very difficult to cram all of us into 2 rooms. In addition, when they planned out the schedule, they had planned it for 3 rooms. But when they found out they only had 2, they kind of had to smush everything together. And the only problem with doing that was we had 15 minutes between workshops. And the vendor hall closed at 6, and our last workshop didn't get out until 6:30 or 6:15. So people were having a problem figuring out a way to get over to the vendor hall to go shopping with the workshops going on. That is one of the reasons why this time they recorded every single workshop on Zoom. They had it Zoom workshops and they recorded that. So if you were shopping in the vending hall during a workshop, afternoons, you can come home and you can watch those workshops you missed. And that was a wonderful idea. That was a wonderful idea. The sentiment I got from everybody who was there was, we would love to watch them a second time when we got home so we could take better notes and stop and start and that kind of thing. But we all just really wanted to be in the workshops as they were happening with the people in person, because most of the workshops had exercises with them. And so we wanted to do those exercises with each other. So that caused a little bit of a problem. We got an hour and a half for lunch, but still it took, about an hour at least for lunch, which still doesn't leave you much time to go shopping. And the vendors were, when I walked through the vending hall, I was asking them how the flow of traffic was going. And they all said that they really weren't getting a lot of traffic down there, which is really disappointing because all of the vendors are small businesses. And that's what we do. We support small businesses. And so I myself gave up 2 or 3 classes in order to be able to go shopping and not rush and be able to spend some time talking with the creators of the things I purchase, the small business shops that I go to on a regular basis. I want that connection so that when we're back online together, it's you know, I don't know, after having the face to face, it moves the friendship along, I guess. I don't know. But there's something very special about having a chat with a small creator about the stuff that they produce and what you, as a tarot reader, witch, occultist, spiritualist, whatever, purchase. So I really enjoyed that. The other part of the hotel that was really great was that, well, actually, there were several things. I may be getting these out of order, so forgive me. I'm really trying to go in order of happening. But I will say that Roger and Michelle brought their own team with them, which is something that had not been done in the past. So Roger and Michelle brought several Soultopians with them to help with all the stuff moving around and everything. I am also going to give a huge shout out to Rose Red Tarot and her husband Andrew and Jamie Elfert, who manned and Mary Gates, who manned the front desk area every day from, sunrise to sunset. They were there answering questions, providing directions, taking feedback. They were like the one-stop shopping table. It was wonderful. If nobody had to ask anything, they could go right to the table and get their information. They didn't have to search for somebody to ask. People were right there in the know who had all the information. And Rose Red and her husband Andrew and Jamie and Mary all worked tirelessly over the weekend. And so a huge amount of enormous thanks to all of them for that. The other thing I want to cover is lunch. Oh my goodness. Again, Michelle and Roger stepped up their game. We did not get stuck with a crappy ass cold cut platter with flat cheese and white and wheat bread. We did not. They had lovely, delicious meals prepared. Breakfast, they had eggs and bacon and sausage and stuff. The lunches this year were free for everyone. You had to pay for breakfast and you had to pay for dinner, but lunch was free for everyone. And they had a taco bar. They had they had fruit salad, and they had 2 different kinds of sandwiches. They had a southwestern chicken wrap, and then they had a club sandwich on like a half a hoagie roll. It was delicious with chips. You got bags of chips you could take. And then the last day we were there, they had a Cobb salad bar with all the stuff, and there's a beautifully prepared barbecued chicken. Absolutely delicious. The food was outstanding this time. Huge improvement. Huge improvement. That's probably the biggest thing I can say about the changes that were made for this conference. the last thing I will say that the hotel did was 2 years ago. I had to show up at the hotel in the morning and say, I need the shuttle. And then I had to wait a half hour, 45 minutes for them to wake somebody up and that person to drive over to the hotel to take me to the airport. This time, they have a shuttle schedule. And you can sign up for what time you want to take the shuttle to the airport, which was fantastic. I was able to schedule when I wanted to take the shuttle. You show up, you get in the van, and off you go. That was a great experience as well with them. Hotel staff was very friendly. I think they were very accommodating. I was impressed this time with the two restaurants. Well, I should say it's actually the same restaurant, except one is a sit-down area for like if you're going to have a formal dinner, and the other is the bar area. And they both have about the same menus. The restaurant has a couple more fancier, pricier menu options, but the bar has a lot of the same lower price stuff that the restaurant has. So I was more comfortable in the bar, so I was eating in the bar. Good food, great food, excellently prepared. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. So, let's see. Now, after talking about all of that stuff, oh yeah, they had other things going on as well. We had Ugly Hat Day. And for those folks who do not bring their ugly hats, which I didn't, they had hats on the table for folks to take and keep. So this is my hat. This is my fuzzy hat. And it's warm. It's a warm. It's a fuzzy hat. And it's red, white, and blue. Go Bills. Even though that's a bear. But I like the McWinter, and it's the red, white, and blue for my Buffalo Bills. So I'm all about my fuzzy hat, my ugly fuzzy hat. So they just made everything so wonderful and so accommodating. All right, Potlatch Table. Let me tell you about the Potlatch Table. Wow, folks, let me tell you. Folks brought it. There were several indie decks that ended up on the Potlatch Table. So, kudos to all of those who were able to grab the indie decks of their desires. That was something we hadn't seen before, that people were putting out indie decks. So that was wonderful and delightful. I wasn't one of the ones that pulled out an indie deck because they weren't ones I wanted. Right? Surprising me, the indie deck queen. Yeah, they were not decks that... and one of the decks I actually have, so I didn't need a second copy. Don't be greedy, people. Don't be greedy. There were books on the table and a huge pile of bags, which was great, because who doesn't need bags, right? All right, Potlatch Table. So here is. I saw this deck. I kid you not. 2 years ago, this same deck was on the Potlatch Table, and I decided not to take it. And then at the end of Newts, I changed my mind. And when I came down Sunday morning to the Potlatch Table, it was gone. So I was like, okay. My goodness, the first day, I saw it on the table and I was like, yeah, you're coming home with me. There were no ifs, ands, or buts at that point. Coming home with me. So look, I got the Cephalopod Tarot. The Cephalopod Tarot. So it's basically these are the backs, and it's just it's a deck with octopuses. And I absolutely love it. Y'all know I've been about the ocean, excuse me, the mermaids and the water and all the stuff like that. And so, yeah, I got the cephalopod deck. So I'm very excited to have this in my collection now. And the other deck I picked up, which I wasn't sure. Oh, goodness. Can you hear that? I set off my Oogie Boogie. He's singing the Oogie Boogie song. Might as let it play. That's what happened. So 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I should have turned it around, but anyway, 2 weeks ago, I caught COVID, and the cough is lingering, and that is also a holdover from my asthma. My asthma makes me cough. So for those of you who haven't been around my channel, I will be coughing in videos because that's just how the asthma is. Anyway, I'm going to flip the camera for a second and I'll show you my Oogie Boogie. There he is. There's my Oogie Boogie. That is what I set off with my coughing. If you're nice, maybe I'll cough again and let him play the Oogie Boogie song for you at the end. Anyway, I saw it on the table. Look at this bag. Will you look at this gorgeous bag? So, yeah, I got the cat tarot. Now, very few decks, animal decks with cats have appealed to me. But I picked this one up and I just kind of thumbed through it and I thought, yeah, I kind of like the looks of this. So here are the backs. And then here, I'm going to try, see if I can get the glare. But they are so adorable. And then I realized they are like fairy tales. Alice in Wonderland. Oh my goodness. The Lone Ranger. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to keep this deck. This deck is so cool. So look at that. Cat Kong. This is the neatest deck. So yeah. Yep, that was another get off the Potlatch Table. All right. Now we are going to go to the vending hall. No, we're not. I take that back. So one night that we were there, after they had activities after the workshops were over. So you would go have dinner and then there would be an activity afterwards. So the first night it was, there was a meet and greet with the 4 authors that gave the opening speeches, which was Barbara Moore, Charles Harrington, Matt Oren, and Benabel Wen. You could go into the speakeasy, you could sit down and have a conversation with them. They would sign your books or their decks or anything. So that was delightful. But the following night, they had bingo! And they had a crap ton of prizes. And I won! I won! And I got the La Santa Muerta Lenormand. And this had been on my wish list. I hadn't bought it yet. So, yay for bingo! Yay for bingo. It was so much fun. It was led by Ethany and Roger. And, oh my God, so many laughs. So many laughs. If you know Ethany, she's a stitch anyway. And then get her going with a game. It was priceless. Absolutely priceless. So now I'm going to... nope, I'm not going to do that either. So I went to... I went to the vending hall, of course, more than once because you couldn't just see it all in one trip around because it's a pretty big hall. But as I was saying, they had these giveaway boxes filled with all different kinds of things, and you could get... I didn't even realize, but I brought my raffle tickets home with me. So you could get your raffle tickets and you would stuff them in the boxes. And I won a box. So let me... Woo. Oh, jeez. Just let me set off everything in the house. So it came in this, all this stuff came in this wonderful gold box. And what was inside the box was, I won a copy of my dear friend Nancy Hendrickson's Ancestral Tarot. This is just a journal book or a sketchbook. So, yeah, it's got the graph paper. That was lovely. I won my friend Allison DiNicola's new tarot deck, The Auspicious Symbols. I love Allison, all of her decks. I have both of her Yoga Mudra decks, and her Intuitive Chakras is on my list to get. But it was lovely that I won this. The Wiser Tarot. I won. That was also in the box. Wiser provided these decks for all the boxes. All the tarot boxes had this in it. I got a beautiful frame, and I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there yet. I got Carrie Paris's The Little Revolution Lenormand, which is awesome because I don't have it. Excuse me. It's the talking and the asthma. I got homemade earrings from Jamie Sawyer. Aren't they awesome? I love the spider and the webs. They're delightful. And this was in there. And this is a deck I have never heard of. Ooh, 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 ooh. But these are Oracle cards by Garden Gate Hollow. And this one is It's beautifully packaged. And it's in a hard plastic case. And it's the Essence Insight Oracle. And it's flower essences. I haven't even taken the wrapping off here, but ooh. So let's see. Have a little sneak peek. Ooh, they're shiny. Here we go. Had to do a little unsticky sticking. But they're flower essences. And it appears like they have the name of the flower and then the meaning underneath. So I'm looking forward to using these. Definitely. So yeah, that was all the stuff in the things in the giveaway box that I won. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Ooh. All right. Oops. We try and get this back in here. Get it back in its box. All right. Oh, and this I think was the most coveted item that was in, I think, all of the boxes. And it is Madame Pamitas Beeswax candles. One of these was in every single box. And I am just so excited. And it made it home in one piece. It didn't break or anything. It has a bottle of oil with it for anointing. All of the things that I received, I'm going to put links to the creators down below so you can go support them too. Okay. Moving on. Oh my goodness. Oh. Let's see. Where am I now? All right. I've done that and that and that and this. All right. So, oh my goodness. I also forgot. I got the Bix Tarot off the Potlatch. So, same thing. Bix was on the Potlatch Table last year. I picked him up. I decided he was not for me. And I put him back. That was 2 years ago. Again, very first day. I got all 3 decks like the very first day. And this on the Potlatch Table. And I'm like, all right, little dude, coming home with me this time. So I got the Bix Tarot as well. All right. Shopping. First place I went was Jamie Sawyer. Jamie makes some wonderful things. The earrings were in my box. I absolutely adore them. Jamie also makes other kinds of jewelry, and she had these evil eye pendants that are just gorgeous. This is quartz and onyx with an evil eye. Absolutely stunning and beautiful. She had other ones there that were the evil eye just with the onyx, or was it lapis? And then she had one there that was rose quartz. Of course, Jamie and her spread. She had her spread boards there. She had her card holders. There was one card holder I saw that was very cute. My girlfriend bought it because I think she only had one that she brought with her. But it looks like a chair. It looks like a chair. I'm going to go to Jamie's website and see if I can find it because it was so darn cute. I need it. I need it. Yeah, so I went to see Jamie and I got that from her. Then, of course, right next door to her, because I mean, we're two peas in a pod, right? Is Moonlit Faye, our favorite Moonlit Faye. And so I went over to her table and I got this lovely pouch, unicorn pouch. I don't know which deck I'm going to put in here yet. No idea. It's got the moon on it and it's got a little, oop, it's got a little, oop, little bat here. And so I'm not sure what deck I'm going to put in it here. But she had one of her ribbon wraps, and this is for the Precious Possum Tarot, which I happen to have. So I'm delighted to have this wrap to go with my Precious Possum. So, yay. Then I went down a little bit further, and I have another bag lady I shop with called Amorous Rising. And look at this. Look at this cool fabric. This is like the coolest fabric I have ever seen. I love this. So, of course, I had to buy this bag from her. Absolutely. And we walk down a little bit further. And I have friends who are fairly new entrepreneurs. I believe they go by Paw and Feather. And not only one of the, so it's a gentleman and his husband, and one of them does the bags, which I'm going to show you now. This wonderful bag. They're so well done, so well done. The tops, the inside fabric that it's lined with, really durable, wonderful bags. But one of them does bags and the other one does leather work, and they both do wood burning. They got some good stuff at their booth. So I bought a bag from them as well. And then we found our way to Ethany's table. Ethany was vending. Or I should say her friends were vending because Ethany was presenting and doing all the other things. But this, she had all her decks there, everything. And the only deck, well, there are a couple of decks I don't have of hers because they don't resonate. But the new deck that she just put out, the Penumbra Tarot, I did not have, and I was saving it to buy because I knew she was going to be there at this convention. So I got my Penumbra Tarot, and I can't wait to start using it. I'm very excited, very, very excited for this. I was also very excited as I was walking down, and I'm not sure. I think it was at Tarot Garden that I was at, and I saw this. Oh, yes, I did it. I did it. So it's the same deck that is in the square box that we initially bought, but as this says, it's a gift set. So I mean, it's a coffin box. I had to. It's Nightmare Before Christmas, you know? So the deck comes in the bag already, and it's the exact same deck. The only difference is, well, it comes with the guidebook as well, but you also get a Nightmare Before Christmas journal to use, which I probably will never use. And then you get this wonderful spread cloth. How about that? Isn't that gorgeous? So I was kind of excited to have this. Even though the deck you know how we all feel about the Disney decks. I get it. I get it. I'm with everybody, but I had to do it. I had to do it for the cloth. Yep, I think that was it. So I got that deck, and let me get this back in together. So I got that. And then everybody, a lot of folks had been walking around with wearing these necklaces that had tarot cards on them. And oh no, did I lose it? Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on. And there was a woman there who was giving energy readings. And then she would choose what necklace would be best for you depending on your reading. And so I got a reading from her. Here we go. Here we go. I found it. So I got a reading from her, and she is Golden Spark Tarot. Yeah, Golden Spark Tarot. And like I said before, I'm going to put everything all down below. But anyway, what she picked out for me, she used the Thoth deck. And what she picked out for me was the Queen of Wands. And so she picked out this beautiful Queen of Wands necklace. She said, this is the energy that I'm in right now. I need to really lean into it. I mean, look at the gold and the bling back here. It's just beautiful. But yeah, my reading was I need to lean in to the pleasure factor, which I think I did really well. I did very well in leaning into the pleasure factor at Newt's. Absolutely, absolutely. I leaned in with my whole entire heart. So, yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that she has always got to be in on things. Would you just like to say hello to the people at home? Yes, because you keep bothering me. Huh? Yes, I know your spot is covered with stuff. It'll be open in a minute. She wants to lay down in front of me, and I have the whole space in front of me covered. So when I was at Anthony's table, she had cards to choose from. And look what I grabbed. The 6 of Wands. So this was an absolute victory for me. The last thing, oh no, it's not the last thing. Oh my goodness. So I ended up at the Red Feather table. Schiffer Red Feather was there at the conference, and I was talking to them, and Schiffer gave me 2 decks to review on my channel, and I am excited. I'm excited because one of the decks is the Bonefire. Now, I know the Bonefire. It's been out for a while, but I did not like the Bonefire. So, we're going to see what happens this time. I've not opened the box. I haven't looked at anything. So, we're going to see what my reaction is now, several years after this deck has come out. Because I know I didn't like it the first time. It wasn't my aesthetic. Yeah. So we'll see about that. The second tarot they gave me is the American Renaissance Tarot. And I haven't seen this one. So I have no idea, no preconceived notion or anything about this deck. So keep your eyes peeled. I will be doing walkthroughs of both those decks for Schiffer. And yeah, I'm excited for both. I'm very excited for both. So she initially asked me to choose uh, two decks that I wanted to review, and I told her, I said, no, what do you want me to review? So those were the decks that she gave me. um the last thing I have for you, and probably the most exciting to me, is Push Kitty. Push Kitty was there. Now, Push Kitty is the creator of the Little Buddha Tarot, the Wonder World Tarot, the Dream Tarot, the Little Buddha Oracle. I love her decks so much. From the minute I got the Little Buddha Tarot, which, even though I'm a practicing Buddhist, and this Little Buddha Tarot has absolutely nothing to do with Buddhism at all, um, he's just an adorable Buddha. What can I say? Um, Her boxes are fantastic. Her guidebooks are great. Her artwork is wonderful. The cardstock on the cards is a pleasure. I adore everything about Push Kitty decks. And to finally get to meet Amy in person and talk with her about her decks and her life and her love of tarot and all those things, it was really spectacular. And a new friendship formed, definitely. So yeah, so I stopped at Push Kitty's table, and my Dream Tarot had not come, and she happened to have a couple with her. So I got my Dream Tarot deck because I backed this on Kickstarter, and she had another deck out there that I didn't know was ready, and it's Tarot of the Twisted Shadows. And this is the occult edition because it's the big box. And this is about getting uncomfortable with your shadow. And I am all about this deck. I can't wait to get into it. Keep your eyes peeled. She's doing a Kickstarter for her tarot decks in mini form. And the thing I love about this is she had the minis with her. And the minis I love because not only are they mini, but they're actually small, square. They're not the usual skinny tarot sized minis. They're more like mini oracle size, which I really like because I'm a fan of a little wider rather than a little longer. I just love them. So I think they're going to be great pocket decks to carry in your purse, in your bag, on the go. And Kickstarter, I believe, is going to start in a couple of days. And again, I will put all this information that I have about where I got everything and all the things. And so you can go visit these amazing people as well. I'm going to also put links to tarot workshops that I took with individuals, so you can look up what they are offering at maybe their next conferences. These are individuals that I thoroughly enjoyed while I was there. So be prepared for a big big old long list by the time I get done. Give me some grace because it's going to take me some time to put that information in down below. Anyways, Newt was a resounding success. Again, my huge thanks goes out to Roger and Michelle Welch and their Soultopian team, and Rose Red, Andrew, Jamie, Mary. What a wonderful thing you all did for us, and I cannot wait until next year. I'm so excited already. Yeah, so if anybody has any questions, if you want to see something specific, let me know. I was not planning on doing walkthroughs of my Potlatch Table decks, which is the Bix, the Cat Tarot, and the Cephalopod Tarot. I am not planning on doing walkthroughs of those. I'm not going to do a walkthrough of Ethany's Penumbra deck because it's out there. There are lots and lots of people who have seen it. I believe I have already reviewed The Nightmare Before Christmas from the Square Box on my channel about a year ago, maybe. And so I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do, maybe I should have just done what I'm going to do. I'm going to review these two decks for Schiffer, and I'm going to review this Twisted Tarot and the Dream Tarot for Push Kitty. I also have the Wiser Tarot, but I know Simon, I think, has already done a walkthrough on that. And I do have the Auspicious Symbols Tarot by Allison DiNicola that I showed you at the beginning. So if you would like a walkthrough of that, let me know. And that's all I think I have for you folks. I can't believe I've talked for an hour, but I can believe I've talked for an hour because there was just so much to cover here. So much goodies and people, and these are memories I will keep for forever. All right, with that, I send you all off with love, and I will see you on the next one.